CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovec.
Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. We all know that homelessness is a huge problem all around the Bay Area, from encampments to people dying on the street. And now a coalition of California mayors is raising the red flag, saying they need help. Right now, big city mayors are in Sacramento demanding more money from state leaders. That is because funding for the state's Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention Program, or HHAP, is not guaranteed every legislative cycle. They say continued progress cannot be made without the program's guarantee, and that it'll be lost if it's not consistently funded. San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie spoke at the state capitol today, saying a gap in funding could put hundreds of people back on city streets.
This funding is used across the entire state. It matters to every single city and every resident of California. In San Francisco alone, it funds 1,000 shelter beds. The truth is, we must get people off the street and indoors. That's how we get them help.
Yeah, homelessness has certainly been a never-ending problem for San Francisco. A report released earlier this year says the city's efforts have not kept pace with the influx of people over the past decade. The issue is a major focus for Mayor Lurie. Earlier this month, he announced his Breaking the Cycle Fund, which provides more than $37 million in private funds to try to help tackle the problem. Honoring those who died in the line of duty. The police department in San Jose held a fallen officer ceremony today, and sadly, they had to add a new name to the memorial.
Killed July 12th,
the service was held at SJPD headquarters. 14 officers have been killed in the line of duty in San Jose since the department's inception. And this year, they've included a community service officer in that memorial. You might remember Long Pham. He was conducting traffic on Palm Avenue and Monterey Road in San Jose when he was hit and killed by a drunk driver. Happened in August of last year. Pham's partner was also injured in that crash. Well, you can expect backups and detours around this area of Fremont for the next few hours. Fremont Boulevard between Tamayo Street and Dakota Road. Police investigating a crash that happened this morning. Few details, but you can see a big rig was involved there. We're working to get more information. BART has restored most of its service after a fire forced a shutdown on many of its lines yesterday. Crews made repairs and did inspections at the San Leandro station, and trains are running system-wide today, except for the Green Line from the Berryessa station to Daly City. Officials have not yet determined the cause of that fire. Thick smoke and flames poured out of this three-story residential building in Oakland this morning. This was on East 20th Street. Fire crews had it under control within about 45 minutes of arriving. They had to rescue a man who was then treated for smoke inhalation. President Trump meeting with the president of South Africa today. As Natalie Brand reports, South Africa wants to try to improve trade relations and de-escalate a diplomatic feud.
Thank you. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is visiting the White House, where he hopes to strike a trade deal.
We are essentially here to reset the relationship between the United States and South Africa.
America is South Africa's second largest trading partner, but economic concerns are not the only topic on the agenda. The meeting with President Trump comes a little more than a week after the administration welcomed dozens of white South Africans of Afrikaner descent into the U.S. for resettlement. President Trump played a video in front of President Ramaphosa pushing claims of genocide.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. Nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people.
Earlier this year, a South African judge dismissed the idea of genocide as not real, and the government says allegations about land seizures aren't true.
The president is going to be able to put the facts before his counterparts and to demonstrate there's no mass expropriation of land taking place in South Africa. There's no genocide taking place.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio defended the administration's decision to grant Afrikaners refugee status while restricting other groups.
Why prioritize Afrikaner farmers?
Well, because it's a small subset, it's a new issue, and the president identified it as a problem and wanted to use it as an example.
The Trump administration also cut aid to South Africa earlier this year after the country passed a land seizure law which which it says targets unused land.
New at noon, the Defense Department says it is accepting a Boeing 747 from Qatar and will ensure proper security measures for use by President Trump. It was a week ago Qatar's Emir offered to replace Air Force One with a $400 million jumbo jet free of charge. That move sparked criticism from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. To date, divided House Republicans are trying to make new progress on President Trump's budget bill. Trump says it is very important to his legacy. Just yesterday, he made a visit to Capitol Hill to try and push it through. This afternoon, House Speaker Mike Johnson and GOP holdouts will discuss some key issues. That bill includes campaign promises like tax cuts for workers. It also includes adding $350 billion to border security, deportation, and defense, plus spending cuts. Stocks are tumbling this afternoon as traders worry a new budget bill could put more stress on the country's deficit. Right now, the Dow is down more than 700 points. Our first alert weather, taking a live look outside at the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
It has been such a nice day for us here in the Bay Area. It's actually going to be one of the warmest days of this week. As we pull up the map below me, I want to show you a couple things happening for us. Our daytime highs today, well, we head up to the North Bay, and we're talking about upper 80s up into Santa Rosa with plenty of sunshine this afternoon. It's sunny in San Francisco. We're topping off at 68 degrees. It'll feel a lot warmer in certain pockets of the Bay, though, today. I mean, we're talking about 90s off in Antioch, upper 80s in Livermore with low 80s down into the Santa Clara Valley. If you haven't noticed, it's just along our coast that we're holding on tight to 60s, where it's a nice, cool day for us there. Here's what's happening, though, as we head into the afternoon hours today. Gusts start to get breezier along our shoreline. We can see wind speeds anywhere up to around 30 miles per hour in areas like Bodega Bay, San Francisco, closer to around 25 mile per hour winds into the 5 o'clock hour tonight. Now, we have some day-to-day changes in the forecast around the corner as this area of high pressure starts to move. I'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit and how that's going to shape out for the rest of our week's forecast. For now, over to you.
Thanks, Jess. The Golden State Valkyries hoping to score their first regular season win tonight. They're going to take on the Washington Mystics at Chase Center, where they had a huge turnout for the season opener. Our Veronica Macias reports they are counting on that home crowd again tonight.
The Valkyries, they're ready for game 2 here at Chase Center. Guard Julie Van Loo says that passionate crowd was incredible during the home opener of their inaugural season, and it's almost like having a 6th man on the floor, and they are prepared to bring it tonight. The energy inside Chase Center, electric, and they hope they see it again tonight. Let's look at what things look like when they took on the LA Sparks tonight. They definitely have some challenges taking on the Washington Mystics, though. Many fans, they don't care. They know that there are some challenges when it comes to the newest edition of the WNBA in the Bay Area. This team really helping bring the city together. So many parents bringing their children to the game. So many people that we've met saying they're season ticket holders. And despite not having a win yet, they're not discouraged. As for the players, again, the support making all the difference in the world for them.
They got to continue to come out and support us because we'll get it together.
Our purpose is we get to have the opportunity to play in front of 18,000 screaming fans that love you. That is not, by accident. So they understood that we get to do that. Only 12 players in the whole wide world get to feel that crowd.
The Washington Mystics, though, they are undefeated. The Valkyries saying they're prepared and they're going to show their grit on the floor tonight.
Coverage starts at 6:30 tonight on Pix Plus 44, Cable 12. And CBS News Bay Area is your home for the Valkyries. More than 30 games airing on KPIX and Pix Plus throughout the season. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. It's just a warning for now, but lots of them where new traffic cameras are catching the most San Francisco speeders. And telling stories of Brazil through dance. We're going to meet a woman bringing her family's tradition to Carnival San Francisco. San Francisco's new traffic camera system has been busy busting people. 31,000 warnings sent out to speeders in the first month. That breaks down to more than 1,000 a day. SFMTA says data from the new cameras found the highest number of speeding violations at Fulton and Agrello and 2nd Avenue. Morning rush hour on Tuesday is a peak time for speeding. Heaviest volume of instances was documented between 7 and 8 a.m. We are counting down the days until Carnival San Francisco, and all week long we're highlighting the people who are going to be marching and dancing in Sunday's big parade. Today, our Suji Nam introduces us to a group celebrating Brazilian dance traditions.
After 3 months of rehearsals, Bloco Ginga Brazil is about to cross the finish line. Taina Damasceno, the group's artistic director, has been busy prepping for the SF Carnival, focusing on their theme of home.
The Carnival of Bahia and of Rio de Janeiro. Bahia being our founder's home state that has a very strong carnival culture, very much rooted in the streets.
She is working with Kellen Rosa, a samba director from Rio, to choreograph the group's dance routine. The group will feature more than 150 Ginga Brazil performers like these, parading down the Mission District this year.
Every Saturday, getting together, costuming together, rehearsing dances, understanding the cultural traditions behind what we're doing.
For Damasceno, the SF Carnival is more than just a festival. It's family tradition.
This is my mother, Conceição Damasceno, artist from Bahia, Brazil. And really when she founded Ginga Brasil, her intention was to showcase authentic Brazilian carnival culture. This is me in Carnival with my mother. I think I'm about 2 years old. And I believe this was the year of one of my earliest memories.
They carried on that tradition ever since, but for the past few years, it's been bittersweet.
I took over the direction of Bloco Ginga Brasil 3 years ago with the passing of my mom. She struggled with lupus for around 15 years. It took a lot out of her. Carnival was a space where she could be creative.
Following in her mother's footsteps, Damasceno is now pouring her passion into her mother's nonprofit, Brazart, to preserve Brazilian culture. Brazart Board Secretary Ashley George says the impact is global.
And bringing that love, the joy, and the community from people from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, all different places from around the world.
And for Damasceno, the dance routine, the costume, the music, all go back to her mother.
Continuing the legacy of telling stories that are important to our people, telling stories that shine light on marginalized groups, that shine light on folks who don't have a voice or whose voice is being ignored.
Sharing their voices
Brasil, bloco mais barril,
for the world to hear.
Brazarte offers weekly classes in Oakland and Berkeley. You can find more information on our website, kpix.com. So much fun, and we're going to be bringing you the Carnival Parade live, hosted by Gianna Franco and Sarah Donchi. And I'm going to be out there talking with people along the parade route. Our coverage starts Sunday at 10 a.m. Pix Plus, 44 Cable 12, and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. Back to our first alert weather. Let's take another live look outside over the city of San Francisco. You can see Sutro Tower there in the background. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
It is such a beautiful sunny day for us today. It's also the warmest day of the week here in the Bay Area. If you're just tuning in now, if you live off in the East Bay, this is what you're gearing up for. 90s in the forecast today over in Antioch, upper 80s over into Walnut Creek and Concord. The Bay Area has so many different microclimates, and we're really experiencing it all today. I mean, low 60s along the coast near Half Moon Bay with mild conditions there. Yet we're warming up into the upper 80s all the way up into Santa Rosa this afternoon with plenty of sunshine to share all throughout the Bay Area. It doesn't matter where you live, you're noticing sunshine this afternoon. We're also seeing 80s into the Santa Clara Valley. And we were talking a little bit earlier about this area of high pressure and what it really means for us. Well, it's continuing to deliver some warm, dry air pushing in from the south, and warm temperatures are really noticeable in those inland spots too. Not only are we dealing with that, but I mean, drier than normal conditions aren't expected only today, but as we head into the next week and even past that, this leads up into the first couple days of June. The Climate Prediction Center, showing right behind me, is showing drier than normal conditions widespread throughout most of the state of California, and we're influenced by that. And we've definitely noticed it. I mean, think about this rainfall season so far. we haven't seen crazy atmospheric rivers like we had the past few years. We're still above average, luckily, up into the North Bay, but for the rest of us, anywhere from the peninsula down into the South Bay, and for our friends over into the East Bay, we're sitting below average for this rainfall season. Now, we take a quick look at the next 7 days. We're still gearing up for dry weather, but a little bit cooler at least as we head into the next week. Now, today we're holding on tight to 70s. We dip down into the 60s for our Thursday and Friday forecast in the Bay, and then we hold on tight to that weather as we head into the rest of this week. You make your way over into our inland spots, well, a similar trend, just a little bit warmer. We're holding on tight to 80s today, dipping down into the low 70s by Friday, and then we kind of flirt back and forth with 70s and 80s into early next week with partly cloudy skies. Back to you.
Thanks, Jess. Bob the Builder did not have one of these. We are going to check out some of the features on this new high-tech bulldozer. Well, if you feel weird or not right about driverless cars, you might not like this next innovation. San Francisco-based company Lumina just unveiled their new bulldozer that is fully autonomous. Yeah, this was in the Presidio today. They call it Moonlander, the world's first fully electric and autonomous bulldozer, weighing in at 32 tons. Apparently, this thing can do everything that a normal bulldozer can, while eliminating the need for fuel and reducing other maintenance costs. It's a brand new world. We'll be right back. As we celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we want to introduce you to a Chinese American graphic designer and illustrator who's honoring both her culture and her city.
This heart here in Union Square is probably one of my proudest moments. Just growing up in San Francisco, you always see the cool art downtown, and just like everyone knows the hearts that are down in Union Square.
Coming up at 5, learn how this welcome home heart sculpture. We are going to walk some of the artist's old San Francisco stomping grounds. And you can watch our special Legacy and Leadership celebrating AAPI Heritage Month. That is coming up tomorrow night at 7:30 and then Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That is it for the afternoon edition this Wednesday. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app. Just go to Live and then choose Bay Area. Meantime, have a great afternoon.